Hello everybody and welcome to part 6 of my nano journal. Ash from the Book Network here, and we are on day 13. When I spoke to you guys 2 days ago on Friday, day 11, I had written 14,516 words. It is now Sunday and I've written 15,101. I went to a wedding. So that's a gain of just under 600. Were I to be on target with the 1,666 per day word count, I would have reached 21,658 words, which means I am indebted to the challenge by about 6,500. Here's the good news. Today's Sunday. When I'm off this video, I fully intend to catch up on at least some of that. It's going to certainly be more productive than 500 words in 2.5 days. So yeah, that's life, folks. Anybody else lagging severely on the word count front right now? Does it matter? Does it just at least mean something that you have written something at least? Friday just gone, I wrote 4 words. Yeah. Went to a wedding. There you go. Look, it's alright, it doesn't matter. We can, I think everyone who's doing this, it's great to have the opportunity to be consistent and assiduous all the way through, but you still have a life. You can't necessarily just shut your life down for 30 days to make this work. You can do things like watch less TV, watch a bit less wrestling, maybe get out of bed a little bit earlier. You can make all these concessions to make it work, but when you have other commitments in life, you can't necessarily just put those on hold just for this. So there you go. I think it's going to be the last weekend that I have in November that's going to be that kind of wild and unpredictable, and I'm not too worried about the 6,500 words thing. I think I can catch up on that slowly as the weeks progress. So I'm going to stop waffling about that. The book's going fun. Past couple of videos I have talked to you guys about the world building process and how the purpose of a first draft is to sketch things out so you can determine what works and what doesn't work. And I've said that a number of times, and it's becoming more and more apparent, and I'm in a stage at the moment where I don't want to hinder my creativity by getting too bogged down in the kind of speculative narrative of my science fiction world that I'm portraying. I got really inspired by this book called The Hidden Life of Trees a couple of years back. I read it during the pandemic, during lockdown. It was written by a writer called Peter Wohlleben, who does loads of conservation work. He's basically the tree man. He knows all these things about trees and how trees are able to communicate, and it's not it's purely scientific. They communicate through a network of fungus underground, for one thing, and there's kind of like this mutual symbiotic relationship that they have with nature, and it blows my mind. And I'm trying to utilize that in my world, but I don't remember the facts, so I'm kind of just talking a bit of gobbledygook to get from A to B. Sorry, my cat's just... Go on, there you go. There you go. And yeah, so trying to get through that, I'm making a bit of a concession on quality, and hey, that's the first draft, isn't it? I'm a big fan of various science fiction writers. 2 of my favourites are Ian M. Banks. I like his non-science fiction work as well, just as much. But I like his science fiction novels, and I'm a big fan of Stephen Baxter. Now, Stephen Baxter is all about the science. He is all about hard sci-fi, and he understands it, and I don't, and that's a big difference. Whereas Ian M. Banks, he creates ideas that are clever, and he kind of does it with what I understand to be a bit more of a kind of fantasy mentality, whereas he makes it plausible through the power of the imagination, and he was so flipping good at it. And that's the kind of science fiction that I'm trying to lean towards when you are in a big universe of things, but that particular story is just about a very small group of characters in a very finite time setting, just doing one kind of wonderful route towards the end of the book. I'll never be a writer like Stephen Baxter, because the science is just... And, that's fine. So... as regards to doing this in my story and creating this premise, I think there's got to be a line where you just have to leave a bit of a blank for the reader to fill in the gaps of their imagination. So I'm kind of skirting over what's plausible at the moment, and I fully intend to sweep up in the later drafts where I can read that Peter Wohlleben Hidden Life of Trees book again and really kind of get back in touch with the premises and the concepts, and then utilize that in my book. So, yeah, it's a process, and it's good, and I'm still enjoying it. So, next time I speak to you guys, it's going to be Wednesday, the 16th, and we will be officially over the halfway mark. And that will be a cause for celebration of some variety. If you made it this far, fair play. I know it's tough. Just try not to worry, and have fun, and just write for yourself, I think, is important at this stage. I think knowing your audience is key to getting stuff out there and making a sale and getting work noticed. But you got to be I think you've got to be a fan yourself of your work, because that's where the passion comes from. And if you're having good fun writing it and you're putting your heart and your soul into it, then it's very likely that the reader is going to pick up on that and feel that same level of enjoyment and fun and passion and excitement. So just have a good time. And also, if you have had to put the challenge to bed, don't worry, it's fine. You're not a failure. You didn't fail. You didn't give up. You didn't lose. That's life. You can find millions of ways to write, and you can do those in November too. So fair play to you as well. You have my love and support. Not a great deal to talk about that I haven't talked about already. So next week I am going to go into these vlogs with a few more conversations about some of the services that the Nano website provides, and some handy pools of wisdom from other writers, and other stuff that I think will help me as well as it will help anyone watching this if I talk about. So that's my Sunday waffle, day 13, cracking on. I'm gonna put some music on this video. I'm gonna get it published, and then I'm gonna sit down and write. So yeah, have a good weekend everyone, and I will see you next week. Have a good day. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit subscribe. You can also visit thebooknetwork.co.uk and sign up to connect with the best new books and authors, receive exclusive material for your book clubs, promote your published novel, and get access to a free database of over 800 publishers so you can find the right publisher for your writing.